No worries. I've just pressed live. We are now live. Straight in Ayrton. Ayrton literally just got in. He's had load shedding. He's moved locations, but we've got him. We've also got Stefano. Stefano's an Olympian from Antigua. Ayrton, if you don't know him, he's a South African swimmer, synchronized swimmer, YouTuber, coach. He's potentially, like me, a man of many talents, maybe more talented. And a great guy as well. So we've got a good stream. We've got some other guests probably coming through as we go. We've got some great racing today. And it's going to be a fun session, Ronald. You're right. It is going to be a fun session. So what are we excited for tonight? Steph, do you want to start us off?
Yeah. The question is what we're not excited for, I guess. But I mean, for me, it's definitely been a sprint to myself. I'm definitely excited for that 50 semi-final, both women's and men's. I think that it's been a big shock in the men's sprinting world with the Caribbean boys like Dylan Carter, for example. He's always been around, but having a massive World Cup performance was amazing, and then having Jordan Crooks coming out of nowhere is also amazing, really exciting. So growing up with those guys in the Caribbean and being around and seeing them perform on a world stage is awesome. So I'm itching to watch that. I think that's going to be the highlight of this evening for me.
Schwing, what are we excited for?
Man, before we even just go on to talking about today, man, I was on the phone quite a bit last night and watching, with Chaddy yesterday, Chad Declo. I'm still kind of in awe, man, just to see him back on top again, world champ. I was chatting to Jordan, his brother, and man, I can't even really get rid of that in my mind right now. That's kind of all I've been thinking about. I think I was, I had a few tears, you know what I mean? I had a few tears coming down the face, and it was beautiful. Sonny, I think you're definitely going to share a little bit more on that because, you worked closely with Chaddy for quite some time. Just to see him back on top, man, to see the champ, the dog, the goat, whatever you want to call him, bro, the tiger, the lion, it was just beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, Ayrton, you're probably only here today because of our mutual friendship with Chad. I obviously come over to South Africa. We trained in your port at this point, about 7-8 months ago you hosted us. You gave us a place to train. We had some wicked sessions at your port. Like the stuff we done in your port, like, mate, the boys were throwing down. And, we know how good Chad is. We know what Chad's capable of. And it was just frustrating. I mean, Commonwealth, the biggest frustration for me at Commonwealth was, like, I heard the commentary in the 50 flying, the people are sort of writing him off. And I'm like, I've seen this guy in training. I know what he's capable of. You know what he's capable of. We all know. And he's not delivered again. And it's getting to a point. It's like, I think everyone's like in his corner is starting to think like, God, he's just got to do it. And I think Chad was thinking, I've just got to do it. And
just got to do it. Yeah.
Last night was him just doing it. I mean, even when I first sort of met Chad, I said to him, like, I can't believe how fast you're swimming with how little you do. And you're going to get a PB. We stay consistent for a year, you're going to get a PB. And he stayed consistent for a year. At 30 years age, he has swum a PB. And that's all you want in swimming, really. And when you're at that level, a PB means you win a world title, Yeah.
The way he did it was so smooth special. Too, if I can add. Yeah, when I was watching it, I've never seen like Chad was so smooth throughout that whole race. And then when he turned it on in that end, last 50, last 25, it was truly amazing. Like the strategy behind that whole race was beautiful.
It's just scary.
We have got a race in the water. I don't know how your live streams are going, but we're on the second 50 of the men's mixed 4x50 relay. The Americans were out first with Michael Andrew, but now the French have taken over. They've got a lead off of Maxime Grousson and Florent Manadou. They're first at the 100. And they've got a really good team. They've got Beryl and Melanie Hanique now, and they're way ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Beryl can throw down, man. She can throw down.
She's looking really good.
Quite a few world records at this meet too, hey? Quite a few big records being broken this meet as well. I mean, I don't know what's really happening, but it's going. It's fast.
This might be another one right now. Yeah.
Australians have Emma McKeon, but I don't think Emma's going to pick up this win here. Melanie Hanique is just absolutely blasted.
Wow.
But man, like, To the young swimmers out there, whoever's watching, man, just watch these underwaters, guys. It is just, when you see these guys really throw it down and, they're hitting up to 12 meters and they smash, and it's fast, man. It's faster than they're on top of the water. It is, that's one thing. Watching Chad as well, also in the final, you see that last 50 coming in out off the turn.
Mm-hmm.
Man, those underwaters can make or break you, man. Make or break you. And geez, if that's one thing you can work on, man, that's something I wish I would have done a little bit at a younger age, at least even if I was going slowly, I wish I hit that a little bit harder, and I think my career would have been just a little bit better just watching some of these guys do it. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah, it's one of the things that's not free either. Like, you can't just luck out what Chad did yesterday. That was like 12 and a half off the last 2 turns in a 200 butterfly. Like, if you want to see how hard it is, just go swim 200 butterfly. Then think about doing the underwaters at speed and the rest of it. And
100%.
Whenever we're doing like them big sets where we're doing some back end work and stuff, Chad's hitting the underwaters. If we're training short course, long course, he was doing that. And these other guys that you're seeing impressive are. But we just saw a world record by the French team.
Man.
Massive world record. Yeah.
With big man Manadou as well.
Yeah.
See him back in action. He took some time off and he's still flying. He's still fast, man. He's fast.
He is fast. He was fast. And that world record was from 2018, the American team, which I guess would have had people like Caleb Dressel on it. So it's not a joke record. And we've got the splits there. So Manadou split 20.2. They had a lead up of 20.9. And then their women went 23-0 and 23-1. So
that's unreal.
I mean, if we look at these splits, Emma did have a 22-6. A woman just split 22-6, which is bonkers. But that was not enough to get even close to the French team. And the Americans out of the medals. Americans 4th.
Man.
Wow. Yeah, it's unreal.
I'm sure you must have chatted about it quite a bit already, Sonny, with the other days. But how do you feel about the new FINA logo, the new branding of FINA? I'm sure you've chatted about it already, but just a quick one, both of you guys. What do you think?
First, just quickly for me, first of all, it's a bit like this seems a bit unnecessary. They've done a lot of effort into it, and there's other things they could sharpen up. But when you think about it, the amount of times I've said in my life, like what FINA is or who FINA is to a friend, I'm like, I'm going to the FINA World Champs. And they're like, the what? And now it's like, hey, I'm going to the World Aquatic World Champs. It's simple. It's clear. You know who they are. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. And I think it's, it's also a fresh start, and FINA have some things they need to do better. And hopefully this will bring that.
Yeah, I 100% agree with Sonny. Yeah. Yeah, FINA. It's been around since the beginning, right? Change is not a bad thing necessarily, and I guess it was for the better and for an easy kind of explanation maybe to the non-swimmers out there kind of understanding it a bit better, like Sonny said, for sure.
Absolutely. Sometimes I say FINA and they're like, oh, like soccer, like like FIFA or something like that. It's it's good to put us in our own lane now. Excuse the pun. You know what I mean? It's good.
100%.
200 breaststroke up next. 200 breaststroke, one of my favorite events. That was one of my 2 top events that I used to swim at. So very keen to watch this. Pity we don't have Tatiana Schoonmaker or Kayleen Corbett from our country there. I think it would be quite nice to see Tatiana throw down, but obviously not part of the plan and the progress or whatever they need to do. Leading up to next year. Rocco Meering, Tatiana's coach, very good friend of mine too. That guy really knows what he's doing, in terms of athletes and, managing athletes. Sometimes, coach, the word coach, I think it's too simple sometimes. I like to look at some of these top guys as managers, kind of like the football. Rocco's really good with managing is the personalities, and also differentiating the personalities. And, I'd like to hear a little bit from you guys as well, what do you think makes a great coach? I just think managing the personalities, I think that's the first step to success when it comes to an athlete. Obviously a lot of work gets put into the actual technical side, the speed, the training, but that personality, athletes, they're all over the place. We all know this, guys, you know what I mean? We got crazy ideas, visions, energies, and, it's kind of like lions being tamed, we got to be tamed by our managers sometimes. So, Rocco's really good with that.
I'd love to speak more about Rocco, and I think he deals with his athletes great. Like Peter wants to race, he's here, and he's let Peter be here. He's prepared Peter for this event, and Peter's swimming South African records. And then on the other side, Tatiana, she's big picture. She's thinking about the Olympics, and Rocco's nurturing that. And Rocco's a great man. I loved every moment I've ever spent with him. Steph, talking about coaches and changes, you were recently. Well, I know you was in Plymouth in the UK. Coached by Rob Ryan, and now you've moved, just to change things up, you've moved to Australia. You're in Perth, and you're training with Zoe Baker, along with people like Lewis Burris, who we'll see later, and Adam Chillingworth, who PB'd this morning.
Yeah. It's been a big change, not gonna lie. I mean, first of all, it's Australia, it's the other side of the world, big culture change, all of that falls under it. But it's been a journey, man. I've enjoyed every second of it. This is the second time that I've been involved in a proper sprinters program. I've never really specialized in 150 main focus program, other than training in Florida for 6 months during post COVID. But it's been so good, man. I've never trained with someone who's so rapid like Lewis. We all know how quick he is with his swim speed. It's like training with him in a 50-meter pool. Just hold on to him for the first 5 meters, and then that's it. Once he gets going, he's going. But it's been amazing, man. It's tough. Besides the pool training, it's the first time that I've been in the gym fully as well, which has been good. We're lifting, like how a sprinter should, really heavy, and that's been good. I've been really enjoying it. We chose to give the short course world a bit of a miss. We're looking towards a longer run with the long course. I guess like Tatiana, like you said, like seeing the bigger picture. So it's a bit unfortunate because I do love short course, but looking forward to racing long course, because long course season in Australia is now. It's like the opposite to the rest of the world.
Well,
so
just quickly, I'm just going to jump in because we're coming up to the 125-meter mark in this women's 200 breaststroke final. Lily King had the early lead, but now Kate Douglas has taken over. She nearly broke Katinka Hozu's world record in the 200 IM. She's the fastest ever 200-yard breaststroker in yards. She split 24-0 on the 50 fly leg of a medley relay here. This girl can do it all. And she's with 50 to go. She is on world record split, and she is going to take this win unless Lily can swim past her. So, Ayrton, 200 breaststroke, call it. Where's this going?
Man, Douglas looks way too strong right now, man. She's just got that little, body length, half body length lead. And I just don't think, Lily's going to have to really throw down. I don't think she can catch her there. Breaststroke's quite difficult to really close that gap. But man, they swim a beautiful race, and I wonder how Lily's feeling. I mean, I don't know if they're teammates. Obviously American teammates, but I don't know if they have any training together or anything like that. I don't know if they've done any camps. I'm not sure. Maybe you guys know. But it is, Lily is the breaststroke queen. You know what I mean. So it must be quite interesting for them to be in this kind of dynamic now. Maybe long course would have been a different end. Maybe long course would have been a different end. But. I mean, you were talking about short course earlier, man. Who doesn't? I love short course, man. I love short course. It's too 100%. Good. It's too good. Yeah. The training is good. Even though my underwaters weren't the best in the world, but I mean, man, I love those walls. And I see we have someone else in the chat now as well.
We've got Lewis.
Yeah. Good morning, guys.
Yo.
Lewis, do you like short course or long course?
Oh, I love long course. No, I'm joking. Short course all day long, every day. I think I was a short course specialist, wasn't I?
I think we all were to a degree. Except Steph, Steph's probably better long course. The rest of us, we like short course.
I'm just watching the end of this race now. Is your stream finished, the race?
Yeah, it has.
Oh, yeah, I must be well behind then.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube with a VPN, which is like slightly ahead.
I gotcha.
But well, tell us when you finished, and then we can talk more about it.
Finished.
Yeah. So
I see old Dirk Langer in the stands there. I don't know if you guys have the same feed as me there. Dirk Langer in the bottom right corner. Chad's new coach there. Frankfurt.
Yeah, I'm saying. I just want to quickly say this girl, Kate Douglas, who just won that 200 breaststroke. So she just went 2:15, championship record in the 200 breast. She won the 200 IM in 2:02.1. And on the relay, she split 22.7 50 freestyle and 24.0 50 fly. Like, who can go 2:15 200 breaststroke and 22.7 50 free?
Yes.
It's amazing.
Actually, that is pretty incredible, to be honest.
It's
with you.
incredible.
That 200 breaststroke to that, to that 50, not many do it. I don't know many that do it as well. I mean, if you're looking at some of the top guys and women out there, that's tricky. That's tricky. But man, I'm just looking at the image now, man. Those are some pythons for arms, man. You can see she does breaststroke for sure.
Yeah.
I need to hit the gym. I need to hit the gym, man.
Yeah.
Ayrton, that's all you do. All you do is work out.
I know. I just gymmed out, man. I needed an outlet, man. I need an outlet. So I tried. Obviously being swimmers, you're never going to be. My height, I'm 184 centimeters. So like I think that's like just over 6 foot. I'm not sure, just in terms of the conversion. So not a tall guy. Especially in swimming. Most of the guys are pretty tall. So, but I was quite a not lanky, but you're always quite trim. I did 400 medley, 200 breaststrokes. I never really had too much size to me. And it's just something I love pushing my body, like, past the limit, or at least having a challenge. That's why I did synchronized swimming this year as well. But just trying to get bigger, not necessarily for anything other than just an own challenge. So I went from 81 kilos, 78 kilos when I was racing swimming, and now I'm sitting at 95 kilos. So we're a little bit bigger than before. I don't think I could hit that 400 IM anymore, man. I don't think I could.
I've gone the opposite way. Since I've stopped swimming, I think I'm 185 centimeters, so probably just a tiny bit bigger. I think I swam at 90 kilos. Some of my best races probably around 88. And now I've dropped down to like 81, 82. I've just lost all my muscle, everything. It's crazy. But saying that, I have been very lazy. I haven't been in the gym and stuff, so I take it you're still in the gym and things like that.
That's literally all I do now, man. That's all I do in the gym. Oh, Marco Koch, he's on the screen. I love this guy, man. I love this guy. 200 breaststroke men's. Oh, this is going to be a banger.
We've got the men's 200 breast now. We haven't got Adan Chillingworth in the final. He did, though, have a massive PB this morning, 2:06.4. Obviously, me and Lewis have spent a lot of time with Adam. Steph trains out in Australia with Adam. Ayrton doesn't know Adam, but Adam's a brilliant kid. Hong Kong national record this morning. Steph, was you happy with that swim?
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously we want a little quicker sometimes, but I think he looked amazing. He right from the beginning, the different training that we've been doing down here, he's adapted to lovely. I mean, you can see the difference in the way he swims, but yeah, Adam just did Adam in that race, and he looked smooth right through. The back end was lovely, and yeah, if he was given the opportunity to race again tonight, 100%, he would be able to go that 2:05. But that's all good. I mean, we know what he's capable of, and I'm sure that he's excited for more.
So in this final, we've got Marco Koch in lane 1, who we know at his best is, the man at this event. We've got Daya Sato in lane 4, the medley specialist, in on a 2:02.4. We've got Ipe Watanabe, who used to hold the world record long course. So he's a serious threat. And we've got Nick Fink, who's been on a breaststroke tear this year. I mean, Nick Fink's like undefeated in breaststroke right now. So, people. Lewis, who do you reckon? Who's getting it?
I don't know. I just didn't even know Watanabe existed. I thought he just done that one world record in Japan one time, and then I've never seen him at a major meet. So it's the first time for everything.
Ayrton, do you race any of these guys?
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say, man? I got to stick with my boys. You know what I mean? I know Marco, maybe we're out in the end lane there, but, I'd love to see him, clinch that win. Am I being, really good with my, let's say, bet or call? I'm not sure. Probably not, at this stage of the game. But Marco's my guy. You know what I mean? He's just such a good guy, man. I've seen him race so many times, raced with him many times too. And you know what? Just another thing, just the breaststroke, because I'm not sure if it's in the other stroke, but I was in the medley and the breaststroke fields when I was, at the international competitions. And there's always seems to be, and I don't know about the other strokes now, so I'm just talking about breaststroke. But there always seems to be a really good camaraderie between the breaststroke guys. Like everyone's pretty chilled. It's the slowest stroke out of all the strokes out there. So I think we I think we all got a good head on our shoulders. It's just a good mutual respect between the boys. So, but Nick Fink, I think he's the man. I think he's the man with the plan. That's the truth.
I think so too. I mean, Dioseto looked really good this morning. So I wouldn't rule him out too quickly, but yeah, the way Nick Fink took out that 100 breast as well was amazing. So we know he's got that speed.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The crazy thing about Nick is that he's a guy that can win the 50. He's the long course world champion in the 50 this year, and he's the favourite for this 200. And if you look at the 50 freestyle, none of them guys are doing the 200, let alone even the 100. And 50 fly, same thing. Nick Santos ain't doing a 200 fly or even a 100 fly. Yet in breaststroke, we seem to see this range. And it's funny because Lewis was a 50 breaststroke specialist, and Ayrton obviously did the 200 and didn't really come down. But we've got these guys who seem to do it all.
Yeah, man, I just did not have the speed for the 50, man. That wasn't even a question for me, man. Like, honestly, I would go out the same 50 split and a 50 sprint in my 200. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if it definitely was a mental thing for sure. Maybe I wasn't doing the right training for the 50. Well, I definitely wasn't. But it's crazy to see the range now. These guys are doing incredible things. And I don't know if the training's changed a lot. I don't know if the strokes are just kind of mending or, kind of going into each other a little bit better. Maybe Lewis has a little bit to say about that too. But, my stroke was just not suited for the sprints, just personally. And, it seems like the guys are managing to kind of diversify a little bit now.
Dyer is absolutely killing this race. I know Lewis is
lying,
but Dyer looks unbelievable. Like,
he does.
His pull out is a little on the questionable side, fly kick wise, but he's on course for like. He's 144 with 25 to go. Is this going to be the first sub 2 minute 200 breast? I think it is. Oh no, he's missed it. He's missed. I thought we were seeing sub 2 there. That 2 minute barrier, I just don't understand how it's like being scraped.
What did he
so
split?
Close so regularly.
He split 58-3, I think it was, or something like that. 58 for sure. Wow.
Dyer is an incredible athlete. He's someone who recently lost his 200 butterfly world record and almost responded with a 200 breaststroke world record. We can talk about Kate Douglas being versatile, but Dyer, I mean, and you said you're not that tall at 6 foot, Ayrton. Dyer's about 5'4".
Dyer is one incredible athlete, man. How versatile is this man? How a 200 breaststroke, that is just.
It's not Watanabe, it was Yamaguchi's son, wasn't it?
Yeah, Yamaguchi's the one who done it at the. Yamaguchi broke the long course record at the Japanese school games and then done nothing.
I was thinking of the wrong person. It's Yamaguchi who done the random world record.
Watanabe actually, I think, has won a couple of medals on the world stage. But have you watched the rest of the race, Lewis?
Yeah, it's just finished. Yeah,
2:00.3. He looked brilliant.
Amazing. He did.
That's crazy. He looks wham.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to be at 5'4". You can't not.
Mate, he looks brilliant.
Just look at the. Sorry, I'm going to show it on the stream. But look at the size difference between the interviewer and Dyer.
Let me see if I can catch
up. Do you have a VPN, Lewis?
Yeah.
Just go on put the VPN to America and watch it on YouTube, and you'll be up to date.
I've gone on that link you sent me.
Yeah, that one's behind. I knew if we was all British, I'd have done that one because it's free in Britain. But these guys can't use that link, and they're using YouTube, so that's why I've switched to it. Right. Reese reckons Sato can break the 4 medley world record this meet. I don't know. I think he's really dialed in on the breaststroke.
That could be a good thing. It could be a good thing. It could help that third leg.
So next event,
that was crazy.
I reckon there'll be a medal ceremony now, but the next event is the men's 200 backstroke. So yes,
that's mad.
Ed's back. Yeah, I just
Got Brad Woodley in the stands.
it is on YouTube if you have an American VPN. So there's a million ways to watch this meet. If you're in the UK, there's no official way to watch it. So we have an all aquatics link. If you're in a country that does have it on TV, you can only watch it on TV or use a VPN to watch it on YouTube. So there's a YouTube link only on VPNs for America, which is how me and Steph are watching it for sure.
I think I gotta. My stream is like I think at least 30 seconds faster than you guys. I'm not on a stream. I'm watching like Super Sport. I like local sports channel. So when we were watching the 200 breaststroke, I was like, yeah, and then I heard Sonny going, "Is it going to be under 2 minutes?" I'm like, "Oh no, Sonny, if only you knew, bro. If only you knew."
When Sonny was celebrating, saying he's going to go under 2 minutes, he was just diving in on my stream.
That's the biggest.
What do you guys think of this? Sorry,
the
Sonny. What do you think about this? The medal, the doors walking out. What do you guys think of that?
So we walk out again. I'm just showing loads now off, but they walk out these little beach huts, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
Do you like it?
Yeah,
I do too. Yeah,
I'm
all about it.
Yeah.
What do we think?
I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. I'm not sure yet, guys. I'm not sure 100%. Like I've seen some pretty incredible world stage medal presentation, but I think it's cool to bring a different element to it as well. Just changing up. We used the classic blue, just all over the place, big, massive stage. And we're in Australia. Australia absolutely loves swimming. They're such an aquatic nation. They really are passionate. The fans as well. And Australia is known for the beaches. The koalas, the kangaroos, all that kind of vibe. And, we got beach huts on the medal presentation. It's cool. It's cool, man. It's different. We like it.
I think it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Why not mix it up? And maybe that's what World Aquatics is trying to do. I think the biggest issue swimming has right now is to be more viewer friendly. It's got to be more watchable. If you look at the numbers watching the World Cup for football right now compared to who are watching this World Short Course Champs, I mean, there's currently 600 guys on the live stream watching it, and during a World Cup game, there's going to be like 20 million people watching it. Swimming needs to do something. I'm not saying this presentation is going to make a big difference, but it needs to go in the right direction. So I think that's kind of what World Aquatic is going to try and do.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, just with individual sports, I know we got relays on the screen right now, a bad time to talk about individual sport, but swimming is very individual. And when you're talking running, when you're talking tennis, bad one, it's very popular, but with the individual sports, you're definitely gonna have to add a little bit of spice. Team sport, that people get behind those teams like family, man. It becomes tradition, it becomes community, it becomes like fully ingrained in their soul. And now you got lots of individuals coming and going throughout the years, so it is difficult to get behind a team, and now you're just looking at countries. So I think we do need to add flair, and I think watching the ISL and how they kind of spiced it up a little bit with the DJs, the lights, the smoke machines. It was fun to watch, and had that team environment that someone could invest in. That's not country related. It's not individual related. It was like, okay, I'm with Team Iron on Team Energy or whatever it may be. And I think if that can continue to happen and get those pro clubs out there at a level that is world standard, I think over the years, if it can continue to develop, people can get really behind those teams, and then, betting starts to come on board, and then, people get behind this kind of thing. So, trades with swimmers, it can happen. It can happen. You can create that environment. So, and the beach tours help. The beach tours help in this case right now.
No, I think you're right, though. What's actually happening with ISL, Sonny? You probably know more than us.
I mean, the ISL, there's a few things going on. First of all, they still need to pay everyone. And I think that's kind of the first thing they need to do is make sure everyone's paid. We had Adam Barrett and Jay Lely on the other day. They have not been paid a penny. Some of them have been paid their gratuity. Wow. Some of them haven't been paid a penny. So before anything can go forwards, people need to be paid. I'm still owed a little bit of money. And then the second thing is it's kind of like they're looking at how maybe they can bring it back if they do. And it's going to be on a reduced budget. So I think if it happens anytime in the next year or two, I think it's going to be like a 3-meet season, 2 playoffs, and then like a final, which I think, everything Ayrton said, I agree with. And the ISL can do it, but you've got to remember the ISL is 3 years old. And they tried to do so much in 3 years, you forget that they could have started so much smaller. And anything that's been successful, they start smaller. And if for 10 years they had 3 meets a year and not many people cared, you would slowly build an audience that in 20 years' time, you care about Energy Standard or Team Iron or whatever. But they try to do everything so quickly, and then it's blown up. And yeah, that's kind of the thing. Go on, Ayrton.
Sonny, I mean, what you said there was 100% correct. When the ISL started to come about, we all know this in swimming, guys. It's definitely not the most, I don't want to say funded, it's the wrong word, but there's not a lot of money injection going into swimming if you compare it to any other sports around the world, right? So the cash prizes, the sponsorships, I'm not saying that's it's not that people aren't grateful for it at all. That's not the case, but I'm saying we're definitely not on that income bracket that other athletes are on, right? So when ISL came into play, I was shocked by the numbers that they were throwing out there of how much they were paying athletes upon first arrival, upon this meet, that meet, and it's the flights, it's the teams, the accommodation. I'm quite entrepreneurial myself, and one of my mottos that I live by with any project or venture that I go on is that if the idea is good, you can start as small as possible. I think most of the fantastic businesses out there, the ones that are multi-million-dollar companies, they started off very small. If the idea or the vision is correct, if it is a good idea, a good vision, and a good energy and being carried by the right people, you can start as small as possible, and that will carry on and build by year 1, year 2, year 3. I think they hit it way too hard in the beginning. Suddenly, athletes were being paid $10,000, $20,000 just for appearing at the gala, man. Gala competition. Just appearing there. It was the injection was way too high, I think, in the beginning. I think you started a little bit small, show the value, show the benefits, show the progress, or maybe the future of this idea or project or venture. And I think it could have carried on quite well. But then I think, I'm not exactly too sure. I think the funding or the injection of cash going into the ISL per year, I think decreased slightly every time. Sonny, you may know a little bit more about that than me. But it definitely started off at a way too high. And to carry that through now, you've set your ceiling or your top line very high. And if we don't hit in the first year, what's going to happen? Investors are there, but they're not just going to throw the exact same X multiply at the project. We're going to say, okay, well, we haven't got the traction. But if we started off a little bit smaller, I think swimmers would have the idea behind it, just kind of like a bit of a breakaway, a different competition, a place for professionals to compete in a different kind of league. I think everyone would have been on board for way less. And the support, you could have seen the drive, you could have seen kind of the future expectation of the competition from there. And if the views were high, the sponsors were coming through, then we have something to go by. But starting at a super high ceiling, difficult to come back. Then you're rolling in the red for the year 2, year 3, and now we're in a position where apparently still some people haven't been paid, and that is definitely the sign of a failing business. Unfortunately, it's liquidation time if people aren't being paid.
Yeah.
That's the sad case, unfortunately. And I think everyone in the world just wants to see it come back, and hopefully, they can pay off what they owe and do something, because I think the ISL was definitely the right thing for the sport. And even looking at like the world champs this year, the prize money for this meet that we're watching right now is less than it was last year. And that's because World Aquatic can do what they want now because they've not got competitors. Last year, they had to appeal to all these people that were knackered off ISL to say, hey, you still want to come World Short Course? And a lot of people didn't go last year because of ISL being a priority. And now it's like, if you want to earn some money, you've got to do this. But, it's something that me and this man right here talk about a lot of the time is that swimmers moan about wanting to earn more money. And there's like this disparity. There's people like probably you three all at points in your career would have done anything. You'd have gone to World Cups and meets where you can earn prize money. And then you've got people like Carl Chalmers. Carl Chalmers does the World Short Course. Right, you've got people like Katie Ledecky, Caleb Dressel, who have got big enough sponsorships that they don't care about World Short Course or World Cups because they're earning enough money. And you know, certain people like Chaddy, you can't take that South African mentality of like, I can go to a meet and get paid money. I'm going to do every single one ever until I die. And, you know, like, but, you know, Steph, you can talk about, you know, the fact that you're in Australia. I'm guessing you're funding yourself, not being funded by anyone else. Lewis, you've been to Italy and spent time there to train, funding yourself sort of thing. So how is it? What's the reality of swimming?
It's tough. I mean, on my end, at least, only now I'm fortunate enough to be sponsored by my Olympic Federation, and they help loads. You know, the IOC helps, you know, countries who have not yet had A qualifiers in the sport of swimming, and that is a major help in itself. But yeah, fortunately, you know, that doesn't cover, you know, everything. I've got, you know, really supporting parents who have been, you know, there from the beginning, and you know, they add that, you know, cherry on the cake to these, you know, to these programs like here down in Australia, and like you said, you know, it's tough. It's a very tough sport. I mean, to make it's different to running. Like running in the Caribbean is very popular, and you know, people don't really understand, you know, in the heats for running, for example, if you're top 2 or top 3, they advance to the finals. You know, swimming is not like that. You know, and you got to be top 16, you got to be top 8 in some events, in order to be a contender to be paid, and that's in itself it's crazy. You know, it's really really hard.
Right, someone call this 50 backstroke. Someone call it. Someone talk to me. What's happening?
I'm going with the Canadian McAneil.
Has yours started yet, Steph?
Yeah, it started. I'm going on the 25 now.
Tell me about this turn. Tell me about this turn.
Neil's fine.
Whoa. I'm ahead of you guys. Sorry, I won't say anything.
No, I've seen it.
Say anything.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow. What record?
Let's go.
Oh, my days.
I just saw Addy. That was crazy. Lewis, you seen it yet?
Oh, my days. Oh, no.
Lewis,
Lewis,
Lewis, talk us through the race. We can watch what we've just watched. Lewis, talk us through the race.
Who's the favourite then? The Aussie girl in the middle, O'Callaghan.
Yeah,
I like the look of the Canadian at the minute. Going into the turn. They're still under the water. Oh my God, that's an outrageous turn. Right on the world record, coming into 5 meters. It's got to be world record. Oh my God, 25.25, McNeil.
What a beautiful time. What a gorgeous time.
She doesn't even look out right.
The boy.
Yo, what's going on?
How are you, boys?
Oh, look at the geezer.
Off to work, the boy. So what's everyone's big swim this morning? What's been the biggest swim this morning? I haven't really been looking because I've been traveling to work.
Just had a world record.
Reece, great feedback.
Huh?
When we talk, you're echoing.
I think you might have a speaker system or something.
But yeah, we've just had a world record. Mate, is John Mason the tallest guy on earth, or is every good swimmer short?
Wow. I can't get over that turn, guys. That turn was unreal.
She is a weapon underwater. That was insane. Even so, last year you got 50 grand.
Sonny, did she just beat her 50 fly time?
She went 24.6 in the 50 fly. But yeah, you get 25 grand for a world record. Last year it was 50 grand. They've actually dwindled the world record bonus. How honestly, how absurd is it that you get $25,000 for setting a world record? The fastest of all time gives you 25,000.
And just the thing, if you come last on a PJ tour, you're walking away around 30k. You're the worst person. You earn more than our best swimmer.
It's not even the best swimmer in the world right now. It's the best swimmer ever gets 25 grand. Like,
I mean, listen. I mean, like the new World Aquatics logo must have cost quite a bit, so we had some cuts there. I guess the swimmers are going to have to pay for that one.
Well,
Mate, it's like Wimbledon. Wimbledon
said it.
first round, 40 grand. There you go.
Yeah.
I just.
I think it goes back to even the ISL. It's like he was saying that Adam and a few of them haven't been paid. The problem with the sport still, I think, is they
It
really
just goes to show that how much money's in the sport, isn't it, Sonny?
Oh,
I think they look after like the top guys. Like I bet all of them top guys have all been paid, and it's all like the smaller sort of names, not known, hasn't got sort of like social media presence that they don't look after, and still waiting to be paid.
but that's kind of that's the reality of things like the ISL, is that the smaller names would have done it for free. You know, let's be honest, Steph. If you got asked to do an ISL for any team, would you have said yes for free?
110%.
I'm talking. You get your flights, you get your accommodation, no money, nothing. You'd have gone. Lewis, would you have gone?
Yeah.
I would have paid to just go there and beat a couple of people on 50 restaurant.
I mean, would you have gone just for flights? You got flights, accommodation, no other money. Would you have gone?
So I've got a funny story about ISL, because the first year that it went through, I'm probably the only swimmer to reject 3 teams out of anyone that would have taken the offer. So, I would have been paid as well, but I was working in events at the time, and this is the sad reality of the sport and what we're talking about money. Even though ISL was probably the biggest payday for most swimmers, and it would have been the biggest payday in terms of my swimming as well, in swimming, but not necessarily out of swimming. I had a few events lined up. I was doing quite a lot of work in India, and it clashed over the same time of one of the meets, and the team leaders obviously wanted you to be present at all of them. And I actually said no to the ISL, to 3 teams. I was going to do the 400 medley. I was going to be the 400 medley guy. And because I was getting paid quite a bit more on my events in India. So I was still full-time swimming, loving my swimming. But at the end of the day, it doesn't pay the bills and it doesn't get you very far, So I think that is a true sign of showing you how much money or how little money there is in the sport. That's first opportunity to be in ISL, reject 3 different teams to go do work in India, because it was a better thing. Sorry, guys, 50 back now.
Yes,
We got
call
Peter
it.
Kutsia. Peter
Ayrton.
Kutsia, my boy from South Africa. I don't care who's supposed to win on paper. We got my boy Peter. He's got to do it. He's a young lad out of Pretoria there. What a stellar human being as well. Absolute legend. Got nothing bad to say about the guy. Let's see what he can do, lads. Let's see what he can do.
Ayrton, I want you to call this race because you're the first. You're watching it first, and Peter's your boy. Let's have you call this race.
Perfect. I think Murphy is too stellar, but I'm going to go with Peter with the outside chance. I got to bet on my boy. You know what I mean? Sometimes I like, betting on red as opposed to black at the roulette table. So, I'm going to go with Peter. Oh, whoa. What have we got going on here? We got to stop. We got 3 swimmers not swimming.
Oh, no. Okay.
No.
3 people have stopped in the race.
And the 4 guys are still racing. They're still racing.
Yeah,
like
the buzzer. There was a faulty in the buzzer.
What's
with the buzzer.
there?
I heard it.
This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Oh,
This is the
my God.
semi-final.
This is the final.
What's going
This
to
is the
happen?
final. So
This is the final.
Whoa. Isaac
Oh
Cooper has
my
won the race. Murphy second, Peter third. But 3 people pulled up at 10 meters and didn't even finish it.
I don't think I've ever seen
Isaac's
someone finish the race after what have they dropped? I haven't seen it yet, but have they dropped the line at 15 meters?
No.
Why did they not
No.
drop? Oh my gosh.
Has Isaac won? Isaac doesn't have to celebrate.
He doesn't know what to do. He got the world junior record and he's just sitting there like nothing happened. Oh my God. This is awful, guys. This is awful.
This is unreal.
Oh.
Their faces look unimpressed, to say the least. No one looks happy.
What happens here?
It was a buzzer.
Well,
The buzzer.
No, guys, this can't happen. This can't happen, guys. Peter was super slow at the start. I'm watching the start now.
Wow.
But I actually can't tell.
Surely-
Was it the buzzer?
Yeah, it was
Peter
a
went
buzzer.
late. Other than
Yeah.
that, no one went early or anything. Like Peter went late, but other than that, it looked clean start.
he said, "I'm not doing it again." The Aussie guy.
Of course he said it. If I won the world champs, I would absolutely say I'm not doing it again. I want my gold medal.
What happens here?
Wow.
Do they let the other guys race?
No, this is crazy. This is
Time trial
crazy.
the other three? No, surely not.
Well, if the results go final, at least my boy Peter did get on the podium. I think that is awesome for him. But I don't know what's going to happen here.
I agree, but my boy Dylan I think
I
Dylan's
was-
one of the guys who didn't finish.
I second
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, he didn't
I
swim.
second that.
Dylan's got the 53
No, guys.
tonight
I think
as well, which is a big schedule.
He does. Yeah, he does.
Man, this is
I think he would have been the
guys. This is really
outside
awful.
sneaky guy. Wow. Did you guys not hear the buzzer? It was like,
Yeah, I've heard it.
yeah.
Son, ain't the 53
Wow.
semi-final today or not?
Yeah, 53 semi
Yeah,
is
last thing.
next event. So Dylan is sitting there having just wasted his time here. And sorry,
Wow.
why is
What are they doing? What are they going to do?
I have no idea. This is absurd. 3 out of 8 guys didn't even finish the race.
Nope.
What goes on in your mind to not finish though? Because like, I mean,
You just
if
gotta
we're
go,
in this
man.
position, you finish the race, right?
Yeah, but if they've heard like the beeper go, then you think, oh, the race got to stop.
Mm.
If you've, heard that go, that means you've got to stop.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
And it was a
Sonny,
world junior record too from the
Sonny,
Aussie.
do you hear about Abby Wood in Naples? That happened to her. It was like a take marks go, and everyone went apart from her.
Yeah, I know, but this is a
Like,
bit bigger.
sometimes you just don't
This is
do
the
it.
world final, and
Yeah.
Oh,
Those World Junior Games.
what?
The South African
Guys,
guy.
Yeah, I
was
thought
right.
Pete was going to take it.
The fact of the matter, guys, when it comes to the final, you don't stop unless some lifeguard jumps on your back like a gorilla, man. Do you know what I mean? I just don't.
100%.
Man, you know what I mean? Even if you know you full started,
Wow.
have you seen the guys full start before? You know they're going to be DQ'd. They still swim their hearts out, bro. You
never know, yeah.
That's a chance in the final, man. My gosh. Unless there was a hearing issue, maybe they didn't even hear but I don't know. Gosh.
So Tom Rushton is on poolside in Australia right now. He's just texted me. No one has any idea what is happening. Dylan stopped. So did others. No one's done anything.
Wow.
They can't just let that happen. The buzzer went off.
The protests are going to be insane, though. The amount of countries protesting.
Oh my God, they just moved on. They just moved on.
Apparently the officials are all just stood there confused and they've just, we'll do a presentation. This is...
No, I'd be upping people. There's no way.
Oh, they didn't even take the start ledges out of the race. So the race finished. They finished on the start ledges. We didn't even realise that.
Gosh.
They didn't even take the start ledges out. There's no rope, apparently.
No, but the swimmers would have noticed that. The swimmers would have noticed that when they got on the block, surely.
No, it's backstroke race. You're saying they finished on it.
They got on the...
Mate, you'd be absolutely furious if that's your best event and you're one of them guys who's just stopped and like you've only got that. Can you imagine?
Oh, mate.
Gosh,
You've travelled to Melbourne. You've gone like 30 hours on a plane to swim a 50 backstroke. And that... Oh, my God.
I had something like that racing in Mission Viejo years ago. And I think Vlad was in my race, Morozov. Who else? I don't think Michelangelo was there. And we had the similar sort of thing. And they pulled me away and let everyone race. And I said, I've flown fucking 12 hours to race here and you're not going to let me swim? I went absolutely berserk. And then in the end, they let me go back and swim with the girls in the next heat.
Did you win, Lewis?
I think I beat the girls. But after being so angry, I think I breathed like 6 times on the 50 freestyle. I can't believe they've just moved on. Like nothing's happened.
But Tom still doesn't know what's going on. So like the coaches at World Champs, I just said they have to re-swim it at the end of the session. Tom put yes. I went, is that official or just you agree? And he goes, no, nothing's official. No one knows.
Nothing's official. It's too early.
I love it. They're just like, look, we'll give some medals out and it will blow over. You know?
No one will notice. You didn't see anything here, guys. You didn't see anything.
The thing is, Isaac Cooper's going to take the gold. Peter's going to take the bronze. So they're not going to complain. The 3 guys that stopped want to swim it again, obviously. I
Yeah.
reckon Murph Dog will want to swim it again. The
Yeah.
result hasn't gone official on Amiga timing.
So, what time actually won it from the Aussie guy?
I don't know. No one knows.
I didn't pick that up either. Yeah.
They didn't show the time. They just the World Junior graphic come up, but nothing else.
Yeah.
Has Clement got the world record now?
Yeah, Klim went 22-1 the other day in Russia.
Yeah.
But imagine actually now, you're sitting there, you just won the gold, you think World Junior record, and you're sitting there thinking, man, they might make us swim this again. You know what I mean? He can't even just live that moment right now,
Yeah.
Imagine how he's feeling right now. He must be so tense. It's like, have I won? Have I not? What's going to happen? You got 3 other dudes and coaches just going off at officials to redo this race. Maybe a few others that didn't have the race that they wanted to. It's a pretty grim spot to be sitting in. You could be world champ or you could not, that's tough.
So
the question is, are they going to test this buzzer again? What's going to go on? Are they going to run it the next event normally? Are they going to test it?
22.
What if it happens again?
The thing is, if they now go with these official results, Isaac Cooper hasn't, got that moment of getting on the lane rope, splashing the other guys, and I'm gonna look. If someone wins this race in 22-1, then fair enough. One of the 3 guys that stopped. But if they race again and Ryan Murphy beats him, that's another thing altogether. Because it's a 50 back. He probably beat Peter and Murphy by 0.1, 0.2. He could be shut off the podiums if they re-swim.
I don't think they can do the re-swim, man. I just don't think they could. I don't think they can do it. I think it would be too harsh on the guys that hit it. You know what I mean? It's just, it's make or break on the day. Anything can happen. Your cap can break, your goggles can go, your suit gets torn.
I think the problem is, though, is one of the officials has obviously clicked the wrong button or something, and the buzzer's gone off. So they're at fault.
Yeah.
So now the other swimmers who stopped are going to come out and say, listen, like, the buzzer's gone off, we've stopped. What are we going to do about it?
There has to be an official rule, like, if the buzzer goes off, there's got to be something in the FINA guidebook that says buzzer goes off, it means a re-swim. Like, there can't just be hearsay here.
Yeah. Well, we got the next race
Big
coming
50.
up. We got another 50. Let's hope this doesn't happen again. We got Caitlin De Lange from South Africa. I think she's quite new to the SA team. She might have done one of the African Games or African Champs before. I'm not entirely sure, but definitely a new name. That first time at Worlds as well. So I think she must be pretty stoked to be there right now. Massive achievement just to go through as well. Very cool.
Yeah, it's really cool she's made the semi. Obviously, with South Africa got some great women sprinters. Emma has been the big name to be talked about for the last few years, but I don't know Caitlin, and it's great to see her make the semi. It's no easy feat.
And then old Laura van Niekerk, I mean, she's just an absolute star at the moment.
I love Lara. Lara's the best. I'm so excited to see her doing so well. And
her coach is such a gent as well. He's a really good guy, man. Super down to earth. Very, very focused, serious. If you're away from the pool, you can have a great normal conversation. But in terms of being professional, I think that guy really keeps it tight. When he's there, he's very focused on the athletes, and athlete comes first, like 110% of the time. So just cool to see, because I've known Eugene for quite a while, and I think he's been with Laura for since the beginning of her start of real swimming.
Yeah.
And just to see that come through, it's always nice to see those swimmers that have stuck by their junior coaches, and the coaches have stuck by them, towards the big leagues. It's always quite a special story. I do like seeing that.
Eugene actually coached Lara's big sister, and Lara was the up and coming. She was like, I want to go swim as well, and he was really invested in Lara's big sister. And then obviously Lara came along, and he was like, oh wow, this girl's like the best. And that's how Eugene ended up with Lara. We're about to get the women's 50 freestyle now. Emma McKeon in the first semi-final, and British girl Anna Hopkin.
I hope Anna Hopkin pulls something out here. She looked really good this morning. That turn was unreal. You got to keep an eye out for that turn with Anna. She's sick underwater as well.
Yeah, there's Ayrton's talked about the underwaters, but anyone who's like done any time in the USA at the NCAA system, which Anna did, she won one season with Arkansas. They're just great underwater. And Anna is like one of the only girls who's like a true all-out sprinter. Like she's straight arms, she's powerful, she's twitchy, she struggles with 100, she struggles to back up races. Is she going to get a win here? I think Emma's just too much. Emma's just too much for Anna's second. They'll both safely be through to tomorrow's final.
Cheers, Sam.
Oh, wow.
If you want to
Here you go, little spoiler for you.
Oh, no.
Did Emma take the win then, yeah?
Just watch it. It's 23 seconds.
She's unbelievable, Emma.
Emma's an absolute train, man. An absolute train.
Wow, she's unbelievable.
Wow.
So easy.
20 years old. Cody Simpson on the screen. I think I'm a little bit ahead of you guys.
Yeah.
Cody loves it, doesn't he? Cody swam PBs the other day. He went 51.7 long course fly, 49.2 long course freestyle. The Simpsons swimming PBs in the long course pool.
Is that
such a cool story?
Nationals?
Yeah, nationals. No, not nationals. Like state champs, Queensland
State
champs.
championships. Yeah.
What's that like? Essex County?
It's like Essex counties, yes, Lewis. Honestly, I love the accents we've got. We've got Caribbean with Steph. We've got proper London Essex with Lewis. We've got South African with Ayrton. We've got it all going on today. So second semi of the women's 53, Rebecca Moynihan. I don't know.
How did the Aussies get selected? How did that Cody not swim?
Cody turned it down. Cody said no.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Cody.
Wow.
Cody's gone from going like sub-average times to turning down world champ spots in a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was on Instagram yesterday. David Marsh posted about how basically he told Brett when Cody first said he wants to train with him. David Marsh was like, "No, this kid's not the real deal. Like he's got average strokes. He's not flexible. He's got beaten by my girls at some Southern California meet last weekend yards. Like don't waste your time with this guy." And Brett was just like, "No, look, we'll give it a go. He seems like a good kid. He's Australian. I'm Australian. Blah blah blah." Year later, he's like Commonwealth final. Crazy story.
Wow. Yeah, I got the chance to watch him at Sydney, their nationals in Sydney, in I believe it was late August, and he was flying, man. He was flying. He was national champion 100 IM. It was just crazy to watch him swim that. He did 100 free as well, 50 free. Yeah, he's really really talented swimmer.
So we're at a point where the re-swim is official now. The race will be re-swum. The 50 backstroke is going to be re-swum.
Wow.
When? Did they say when?
Find it out. But yeah,
I imagine if they stick it at the end of the session. Yeah,
I can't remember
they can't because.
Well, no, and a few of the guys probably got to swim the 50 freestyle before the 50 back now.
Yeah,
I know exactly.
I know Dylan for sure. I don't know if any of the other guys, but
man, that's going to be a tough restart for the lads. For the guys who did swim the full 50, it's going to be a lot of pain, a lot of maybe anger. I'm not too sure. It's going to be interesting to see how that kind of relates through later. But swimming, any sport is it's all about the mind, and it's going to take a lot of gearing, rewiring to just get back in that focus. That's a tough spot to be. I don't know if you guys have ever had a restart or a false, whatever it may be. I don't think I have at a really big meet. I don't think I have had one of those, and I can't imagine what it feels like to be in the World Champs final, having, won your medal, and now you got to do it again. That's tough.
Yeah, I can't remember any major meet that's had a re-swim in any recent years.
No. That's crazy.
So the Polish girl looks brilliant here. She's the opposite of what we said about the underwater swimmers. She sort of just kicks to the surface and just does really fast swimming. And She actually went 23-1 at the World Cup, which is like makes her the third fastest of all time behind Sarah and
Wow.
Ranomi. And she looks like the girl to beat here. I think she could give Emma McKeon some real trouble tomorrow in the final.
100%. Yeah, that looked really smooth. Really good.
Who's this? The Polish girl you saying, son?
Polish girl, yeah. She's, again, just a really fast, like, on top of the water swimmer.
Not a great start.
No, not at all. So we've got the main event coming up. Well,
looks strong.
The semis of the main event. And that's the men's 50 freestyle. Now,
I cannot wait.
The big talk this morning was that a 20-year-old from the Cayman Islands, who is obviously world class in yards, set a massive PB. He was ranked 135th of all time before the heats. He's now ranked, I think, 5th of all time. He went 20.36 to drop almost 2 seconds off his PB. Steph, you know him. He's from the Caribbean. He's an island boy. What's going on here? Jordan Crooks.
Yeah, he's honestly such a sound guy. We have these competitions like anywhere else, like regional competitions called Carifta and CC Can, which involves all the Caribbean islands competing together, and that's where I know him from. Such a cool guy. I mean, once I left Antigua to go to England, kind of lost contact as you do. But yeah, he just popped out of nowhere. I mean, he swam this year, at Budapest and dropped from, I think it was a 50-point high to a 48 low in 100 long. Dropped from a 23 high to a 22 really low in the 50 free long. But yeah, and that was before he made those major drops in the yards pool, like going that 18 point in the 50 yard. So I mean, he's so talented, man. He's so strong too. He's got that wiry strength. He's really gifted to swimming. If you look at him, he's got those long arms, and I think I got more of a chance for sure with this 50 free. I think that 100 free that he did the past 2 days, he's never really experienced these semifinals to final swims, so he was giving it 110% each go. So I think coming into that 100 final, he was a bit tired compared to those other guys, like Kyle Chalmers, who's so experienced, really like pacing out these semifinals, going into the finals, leaving a little something. So I think Jordan has a lot to learn. So I think this is only the beginning of something great for him. And I think this 50 free, it might be, a little more in his favor. I think obviously you cannot rule out these boys that's been in this game for a while, like Chalmers. Even Manadu looked great. Ben looked great this morning. So I think I'm so excited. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm 100% rooting for my boy Jordan and Dylan as well. Those Caribbean boys are really, really putting the Caribbean region on the map and a world stage, and that's exciting in itself for sure.
Yeah, we've got two Caribbean boys, first and second seed in Jordan and Dylan. It makes sense. The best sprinters in athletics of all time come from the Caribbean islands, and it's probably no surprise the fast twitch muscle fibers. I've actually read a book called The Sports Gene about genetics, and they just found the genetics on fast twitch fibers of the Jamaican guys is just so ahead of the rest of the world. And it's probably not a surprise that if we can actually get more Caribbean athletes in the pool, we can probably get great results like we're starting to see here. But Lewis, just looking at these 53 semifinals, what do we think about how the heats were and compared to previous years, stuff like that?
I think it's crazy just how many young guys we've got now going really fast on the 50 freestyle. There's so many young sprinters now. It's just crazy that 20.3 and 21.2 to qualify for the semis. Like I was saying earlier to you, son, like it's just crazy seeing as Jesse Poots won the world champs. I don't know what year it was in the 21.0, 21.1. Yeah. Now 21.2 is top 16. It's crazy.
Sprinting is really being rewarded in swimming. You see the World Cups; they're weighted money-wise to sprinting. Dylan won the whole World Cup title. for being good at the 350s. And I don't know, sprinting really is the way to go. And I think it's the most exciting stuff to watch, like we're going to see some big, strong guys throw down some really fast times. And there's some crazy swims in there. Ian Ho, I think Hong Kong record, 20.9. That's Siobhan Jorge's boyfriend. Lovely guy. Takes swimming semi-seriously. He's just gone 20 point, And this race is everywhere. You've got the best from previous generations with, Florent Manadou, Ben Proud. These guys have been around forever. Christian Gokama-Menev, the Greek guy who's just been around forever. And then you've got like these almost unknowns like Jordan Crooks, Vladislav Bukov, the young guy from Ukraine going 21-1. He's born in 2002. This is such a crazy field, and it looks like 20 point could be needed just to make the final.
100%. And I can't rule out my boy either, Lewis. We've done training alongside him. We've done some real serious training, this preseason, and I won't be surprised if he pops out. I mean, he's right on the crust of it, 21-0. I won't be surprised if he pops a nice 20-point high. Obviously, we know he's all about that swim speed on the water, but if he gets that dive and turn correct, I think he can pop out something good.
Yeah. I think if you go 21-0-0 like he did in the heat, you make the semi. Surely 21-0-0 makes the semi.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, too, Andrew was in Michael Andrews' farm this morning. He went 21-0 as well, but I'm not seeing him.
Okay, yeah, Michael Andrews.
Michael
Andrews has pulled out. He's got the 100 IM final where he's first seed next event. So Michael Andrews
that could be.
I suppose it's world champion in something, then maybe not medal in the 53.
In the 53, it could be.
Realistically, Michael Andrews not medaling in this 53 style.
No, I think 20 low is going to have to medal. Obviously, Dylan Carter's absolutely flying. You've got Florent, who's always going to turn up. Even Cole Chalmers this morning went 21-0. Yeah. This guy's going to point, guaranteed.
And do you see he does it breathing every two? It's unreal. I've never seen someone. Yeah, you got to watch him now. He breathes every single two. And maybe puts his head down last five. It's amazing. I've never seen anyone run.
There was an American guy years ago, and they said, Peroni, and then he said it's better for him.
Okay.
Peroni got an injury and just quit. But yeah, Kyle says he tries the no breath and he goes like 21-4, and then he breathes every two. He feels connected and goes 20.6. So he was like,
"That's amazing.
I'm going to breathe every two." But we're walking out now. We've got the Singapore lad.
Have a look.
This Singapore lad actually come fourth in the 50 butterfly. He's a serious sprinter. He's like a sprint boy. Does the 50s. That's it. What do you think about the Italians? The Italians have been hot property here. They got the world record in the 4x100. They've got two guys in this 53 semi-final. You spend some time in Italy, Lewis. What's the Italy swim culture like?
Oh, it's crazy. They obviously for most of the top athletes, they pay them appearance fees, which I think no other country does that. And they're like celebrities out there. Like you got Federica, she's like a celebrity out there. Then obviously you've had Magnini over the years. But I think when I was out there, like these young guys coming up was just unbelievable. And then you had the likes of Luca Dotto, who was an amazing swimmer for years. But now it's just these young Italian kids coming through, just unbelievable sprinters.
Yeah. What do we think about Lewis's walkout? Come on, talk us through. Lewis's walkout. Talk me through it. Oh, I missed it.
I'm delayed. So I can show you. I'm delayed.
I think I've got it. If you put me on.
We had Kyle walk out, towel on head, but look at Lewis. Look at this. Hood up, arms behind the back.
Serious man over there.
It's a bit like George Bevell in 2012 Olympic semi-final 53 style.
If you look at Carter walking out now, after this 50 back kind of situation, it's going to be interesting to see how he does now. What do you think is going through his mind? What do you think is going? Is he thinking about that 50 back, or do you think he's focused? Do you think he's laser focused right now?
That's a good question. I mean, he looks like he's breathing, controlling his breathing really well right now. I would imagine he would channel all that frustration into this race. So
Yeah.
hopefully he's doing just that. Yeah. But he looks good. He looks calm. He's breathing well. Oh, what a heat. That looks so
There
good.
he is.
Florence an animal, isn't he?
He is.
Nah, he's crazy, man. He's crazy.
Specimen.
Eh?
I raced him in Marseille years ago, and we both off the dive. I remember coming up at 15 meters, and his feet were next to my head, and I thought he'd gone early. I just thought, and it was like a boat. Honestly, I choked on so much water. End up going like it's a useless time, and my coach at the time, Andrea, was like, "You're doing the 50 again in the 100 tomorrow." I'd done the 50 and ended up dropping like 0.7 just because I wasn't next to him.
Wow.
I mean,
Don't know about you guys, but my race has started. We actually on the second 25,
Just
coming
started.
to the last
Oh,
10.
wow.
I won't say anything though. I'll keep
I'm
it
at
quiet.
15 meters.
Yeah, keep it quiet, but I'd like to. Come on, mine's not even started.
I'm just coming to the finish. Carl's breathing. Love it. Carl's actually tried head down there. I'm not going to say about results.
Oh my days!
That's interesting. The results are really interesting.
What a race!
Okay. Really interesting results.
Are you back up to date with us?
I've just started.
Okay.
Oh, great start from the guy down the bottom, lane 8.
Yeah, is that the Singaporean guy?
Manadu looks great. 10.04 to feet. Wow.
This was a conservative semi-final. I feel like
It was.
fourth finish doesn't make it through. I feel like fourth is out.
Lewis went second.
He did. Yeah,
You know
he
he
was
went.
coming like a train. Like a train. I don't know where he went. No.
Was Manadu doing bent arms or was that Dylan Carter? I couldn't actually tell.
I
Dylan,
think-
Dylan is like that.
It was Dylan, yeah. It was
20
Dylan, yeah.
points for Lewis. 20.9.
20.9.
Really?
There he is.
Oh, wow.
There he is.
Okay, guys. 20.95 with 9.7 was fifth. 20 point is going to be out. Someone is going to go 20 point and not make the final here.
Wow. Yeah, because it was a tie for second, wasn't it? Dylan
Yeah.
tied with Lewis. 20.94.
I think Dylan and Lewis could be like tied seventh. I think Flo is going to be crossing his fingers at 20.95.
Wow. What a race.
That'd be great to see if it was all 20 points going into the final.
It's going to be. There's 5 guys in heat 1. There's 20 points to make it back.
Yeah.
How much do you reckon the walkout? The walkout. What are we saying? Does it make a big difference, or is it just
Huge.
like
Huge difference?
100%.
Massive.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
100%.
I saw the Greek guy there. I mean, he, you see it quite often. When the guy kind of walks the wrong direction to the lane. I feel like that's a tough start. You know what I mean? You're already feeling like, shit, okay, cool. I'm in the wrong spot. This is good.
It's so true.
That's done something to your race for sure. It's either going to up you 100%, now you're a bit relaxed, or you are freaking, man. Freaking.
So true.
One of my favorite walkouts has to be Ben Proud's because he does something crazy. He comes out with a hat and goggles in his hand. He will never walk out with his cap and goggles on. And I mean, I've spoken to his mum about this, and she apparently panics every time. She's like, "Put your goggles on, son. The boys are racing."
It's horrible. It's horrible racing Ben because you're on the block shaking, shitting yourself because he's so big. Then you look across and he hasn't put his hat and goggles on yet. You're standing there. What do I do now?
Oh, there he is. There he is. No cap, no goggles. Oh, that is some confidence, guys. I mean, that is just the gameplay right there. Mental games for sure. I couldn't do it. That stresses me out just thinking about it.
Who wearing cover-offs that?
Yeah. But Ben's got bands over his shoulder, and what he does is he does a jump but doesn't lift off. So he will hold the bands, he will squat down, and he will explode up as quick as he can, and that's it. That's it. He doesn't jump off the floor. He feels it,
isn't there? Yeah.
There's my boy Jordan. I don't know. I think he means business.
I think he looks stressed. He looks like
I don't know.
I don't know. I think he's young and he's going to be around for a while, and he's going to get the hang of these finals. But
Christian has a good swim. I trained with Christian in Italy. He's like a brilliant guy.
He's a world medalist, long course. He's been on
He's
the
also
podium.
he was the guy in NCAA's for years, wasn't he? Before the wrestling come around.
Was he Alabama? I think it was Alabama.
Yeah, I think he had a few of the records.
Yeah, he was good. Cool.
Oh, Jordan looks so good.
Right, we've got to somehow be quiet again for 2020.
Yeah, I've been covering my mouth, man.
I'm like,
oh
no!
I think this is going to be an outrageous race. Oh, it is an
Man, this is crazy. He's touching that line. He's touching that. Oi, oi, oi. Check your boy. Check your boy. Sorry. I'm not
Oh my God! What just happened?
Come on.
Oh my God!
Come on.
Holy! Oh my God! Sorry.
I told you.
What just
my
happened on
days.
the turn?
Don't look now.
Oh my God!
And that finish, you know what I mean? That extra arm, man, he's going to be quicker. If he can swim the same race and have a little bit of a better finish, he's going to be quicker. Your boy's on form.
Wow!
I'm telling you, there was no mistake in that. That was absolutely down to the T, perfect. That was unreal, and I think he's, I don't know, like I said, he's
one more time.
That turn was unbelievable. Ben was only 0.1 down at the turn, and he took off. He took off 0.3 on the second 25, but it was all on the turn. And
the stroke is brilliant.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Quicker. That last arm was very short as it hit the wall.
That's what you're saying. Yeah. On the finish, yeah. And Ben, talk about the dive. Ben's got one of the best dives in the swimming game, and Jordan, he didn't get away from Jordan in that. That was insane.
The results are official. Maxime Grousson, 20.97 to make the final. 21-0 from my boy Ian out. It took 20 point something to make the world final. You know, Lewis is in joint fifth. We love to see that.
That's crazy. Lewis has got in that. That's like 20 points to qualify.
Yeah.
That final is like 6 of the all-time sprint greats plus Lewis and Jordan. And wow.
Yeah. What do we think, guys? What do you think about that championship record?
So,
I mean, 20.26.
It's on watch. If you just look at these splits here, Jordan was one of 3 guys to split 9 point to the 25. He was 9.8, 0.1 ahead of Ben, 0.04 ahead of Jabo. He then come back in 10.4. His second 25 was 10.4 from the push. That was 0.4 quicker than anyone. 0.3, 0.4 quicker than anyone. Lewis come back in 10.7, the second fastest. 10.4.
10.4.
Mate,
Son,
wow.
When I swam 21.8, I think I split 10.4 to feet off the dive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This guy's just pushed it on the way home.
That is a joke.
That is unreal.
I would love to know if that's the fastest second 25 of all time.
Wow.
It's got to be around it. It's got to be around what Dress will come back in. Whoa. That was an exciting race. James Gibson just texted me saying, turn was outrageous.
Wow.
What a race. What a race. Okay, so we now
We've not spoken about Sebastian Sabo, have we? This guy's third.
Yeah.
Guys, so we know when the reswim is going to be. So there's going to now be the women's 50 back medal ceremony. there's going to be the 100 iron women's final, the 100 iron men's final, and then we get the men's 50 backstroke.
Wow. Same day. Same
That 50
session.
back is going to be exciting, guys. It's going to be exciting. Do we call the same winner, or do you think it's going to be a whole different result? What do you guys rate?
Oh, I think it should be different.
I think.
Oh no, bro! Don't say that. Don't say that.
I
man.
think
It's gonna be different.
As much as I hate it, I hate to say it.
I hope your boy medals and gets a bronze or a medal. But I think Murphy.
Wait, this might be a stupid question, but his world junior record, does that still stand?
No.
Oh,
Done.
what?
Even though the timing system was all 100%, it doesn't stand?
I
That's a
don't think
good
so because they
point.
left the ledges in.
Man, that is
Wow.
tough, guys. That's a
Unreal.
blow. That's a blow, guys. That's a blow.
Hmm.
You know what? I have to back him for the win. You know what I mean? I'm going to put all my energy into his support right there, man. That's tough. You know what I mean?
He's-
Imagine to come home and you don't even get the medal, you don't even get whatever it may be. To walk out of that arena that night, that's going to be a long night of no sleep, my brother. You know what I mean? It's not going to be good.
He's had a bit of a ride. He was actually on the training camp. So this year they had world champs, and then the Australian team went to Spain for training between world champs and the Commonwealth Games, obviously in the UK. And a week before Commonwealth Games, he was sent home. And he was actually like the favourite to win the 100 back. Obviously, our boy Peter won. Our boy Peter won, and we're super happy. But he was going to push Peter. Peter got it
Was
pretty
this the guy? Was this the guy who got sent home?
Do you know why he was sent home?
I don't know, but I don't even know. I actually don't know. I don't think I even remember the real reason. I think I saw the blurb, of I got to remember, like the kind of social media stance that you have to put on. I don't know what the real reason was.
Yeah.
What is the reason, son?
I'll text you all.
And as well, man. I was like, I don't know. I think I know the reason, but I don't want to say it. You know what I mean? Like, what's up?
Well, I'll text you it in case you're interested. But
oh, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, without saying too much, I mean,
I was hoping it was going to be something
Is that
better.
the worst thing? Yeah, come on, bro. Like, give me a story. Give me something to live to, bro. That's a daily occurrence, man.
I think he's just a bit of a bogan Aussie. You know what them guys are like. They just.
I remember in Italy once, Evgeny Turkin gave me a sleeping tablet. I was going to say, I'm saying it, fuck it, it's not even bad. He gave me a sleeping tablet, right, in Italy, and mate, I don't think I woke up for training the next day. I'm not the Russians taking, mate, but this tablet knocked me out, and I slept for about 14 hours, and I've never had that in my life. But apparently, they all used to do it. It was like, everyone does it. Do it all the time.
Man, I used to as well, man. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just, I mean, I guess you can abuse, you know what I mean? There's always that possibility, and there's a few tricks to those things as well. But
when I look back and think, like, after doing, like, I don't know, like even a national final and taking loads of caffeine and then getting back to my room and either like when I medal and you're buzzing and you go back to bed and you just don't sleep. And now I look back.
You need to hit a rave. There's no sleep. You got to go to the techno party and just go dance it off for 4 hours. You know what I mean?
Ayrton, I'm pretty sure you only go to Worlds for the after party, man.
Listen here, Sonny. It is the main event. Let me tell you. I know we talk about 53 and all this kind of thing, but listen, guys, it's 7 days of just getting through it, and then we hit those last 3 days properly. But you know what? It's actually perfect, bro, because honestly, the way I saw swimming for myself, like I think at a youngest age, I was like, man, I see swimming as the experiences that I can make. And I'm sure all the lads on the stream and anyone you talk to in swimming, I think we do remember the races really well. And especially, I wasn't lucky enough to, get an Olympic gold or something, one of those crazy moments, I was swimming in my own capacity. But man, the experiences, the memories with the mates, the teammates, the places you go. I mean, if that's some inspiration for some swimmers out there, whatever it may be. I think the learning experience that you have, the fun experience that you have along the journey, it's just the people you meet. I mean, the people you meet, guys, I think you guys can agree with this for sure. I mean, you have mates all around the world. Do you know what I mean? There's someone all around the world, different cultures, different backgrounds. And man, I think in terms of life after swimming and life in general, I think it's the most beautiful thing. I think sport is just beautiful when it comes to that, man. And the after parties, bro. I mean, let me not. I can't say too much. You know what I mean? We might have to text each other.
Yeah,
the screen. I don't know where you guys are on the stream. We've got the 100 Mendy coming up here.
Yeah.
We've got a South African as well. Sorry, I always mention the South Africans. Got to show my love for the South Africans. Rebecca Meader, I think she's had an incredible meet so far. You know, I'm not sure, she might be 21, 22, maybe 21. I have lost track there. But huge, you know, final, World Champs final. First time in the final. I'm sure she's very happy just to be there, and let's see what she can do as well, you know.
Yeah, Rebecca's great. She's a lovely girl. She had a really good commies, and I think she just missed a few finals and stuff like that by small margins. She started this meet brilliantly. In the 200 IM, I think she missed the final by 0.2. And then she was the first South African sub 1 minute in the 100 IM in the heat. And then she went 58 in the semi-final. So she's just like dropping time left, right, and she's in a final with some serious hitters. You know, you've got Louise Hansen, Beryl Gastadello, Sydney Pickram, Merritt Steenberg in lane 4, who's just been absolutely brilliant at this meet. She bronzed in the 100 freestyle. She's a relatively unknown Dutch swimmer, and she's really taken over from what Femke and Ranomi left in that Dutch sprinting sort of presence. But it's all Beryl at the 50-meter point. An
Beryl, you can't stop it.
Yeah. Is it going to be Beryl?
I'm not going to say anything because I know we got some streams just slightly behind. I am watching, and I am.
You can speak about this one. I'm not too bothered.
Okay.
I mean,
it wasn't Beryl.
I just saw the New Zealand girl turn first at the 75, but it's going to be Merritt, the one I just talked about. But this is really, really exciting for the Netherlands because they've been so good for so long in sprinting. You know, Ing Dekker, Marlene Velhoes, Ranomi Kwamajojo, Femke Heemskerk, and all these women have retired. And this woman just seems to have picked right up where they left off. Bronze in the 100 free, winning the 100 IM. The Dutch are always there on the sprint events. They love the speed stuff.
They must have an amazing program or an amazing team behind them. You know, I've spent a few meets with them, you know, just having a few mates there. And they've got something going on there really well. You know, their training centers, Olympic training centers as well. I think they've got a really good system. They never seem to, you know, they're always surprising us, I think. And, man, special, very special.
Yeah, they're really tech focused. Obviously, we had the ISL in Eindhoven, so I spent 5 weeks in the Peter van den Hoogenbaan pool in Eindhoven, and they have like a training pool. So it's like they have a 10-lane 50, but then in the room next door they have a 5-lane 50 with like the Kistler block. They have about 100 cameras in this pool, so you can get like analysis from every level, force plates, like cameras and like monitors all around the pool, so you can watch yourself back after you've done a 50 in training. Like, it's just really cutting edge, really advanced, and they really put a lot of effort in the Dutch.
Man, we'd be lucky to have a dude with an iPhone at our pools and retraining against the Africa, man. You know some of our situations.
I second that, mate. I second that 100%.
Bring the iPhone to 8. We are happy, man. We are happy, bro.
Yeah.
1080p, let's go.
It's crazy. Like, I mean, between the lot of us, we've trained in a lot of places, from the Caribbean to South Africa, and you know, the facilities that you see across the world are so hugely different, yet the results seem to be quite similar. And you know, the South Africans. I mean, I want to speak about the South Africans because they have the work ethic of nothing I've ever seen. I feel like, you know, the guys I've worked with in South Africa, you can tell them anything and they'll just do it. Like, you know, they show up to practice and you could say, hey, 10 400s fly. And they wouldn't even bat an eyelid. They'll be like, yes, coach. And they'll like, it's crazy. And, you know, you guys are so happy if the water's above 22 degrees. Like, it's like this thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, if I went swimming at Ayrton's pool, Ayrton would say to me, hey, how's the water? And like a good response is, it's warm. Like, that's like the approval of like, yeah, guys, it's warm in here, you know. Whereas in the UK, if you say a pool's hot, you're like, it's too hot to train. Like, we want it cooled.
The worst pool I've ever swum in and I don't know if Ayrton knows it. It's the Strand in near.
Oh,
It was the
tell
coldest
me about the
cold
Strand.
sun, honestly. It was,
Just the name itself. I'm like, what is the Strand? My goodness.
oh, you've got to go there. You have to go there. Honestly, you have to go there. The
Ventilation
outside of
is
the pool
terrible.
is just
Oh.
like some like metal sheets over this 50-meter pool, son. And there's they've got like concrete blocks for stands, and then the water. Honestly, I was trying to train there when I was on holiday, and it was unbearable. I literally done a length above the water and had to get out. And this is an indoor pool.
That's where I did all my junior racing, because I grew up in Cape Town, and that's about 45 minutes out. And man, the amount of times that I've seen someone being pulled out for just can't breathe because the ventilation has been, it got made in 1920 and it's still the same setup. It's cold. There's no space. It's wet. It's damp. Gosh, man, when you brought back all the memories, I almost quit the live stream, bro. I had to go and have a shower. I felt a little bit. That was really good.
Oh,
yeah.
On the screen. What about you guys?
That, South Africa's a beautiful country, and I know Lewis has loved spending time there. I mean, I loved every second I was there, Ayrton. I mean, I really want to come back at some point, and the swimming potential was brilliant.
Going back in January for a month. Yeah.
Cape Town?
What, you coming to Cape Town in January?
Yeah. I go with my girlfriend's South African, so we tend to go every year. Yeah, so I think I'll go for around 3 weeks. I normally fly to Kruger, do like 5 days there, and then go from Hoedspruit straight to Cape Town and do like 3 weeks there. So her family.
Oh man, we got to link up. We got to link up, man. I'm here. I'm in Cape Town, bro. Yeah, so we got to link up for sure. We can go to the Strand for a swim.
Yeah, we go to the Strand for a swim. Yeah, and we'll film it for Sonny. He can use it in one of his vlogs.
Yes.
Yeah, no, we definitely have to meet up because I've not really done Cape Town too much. Like we stay closer to sort of Stellenbosch, that sort of way.
Okay, great. No, man, you got to come to Cape Town. You're going to come out with me as well. We're going to have a good time. We'll create our own after party, man. We'll have an after party here for World Champs.
Yes. Whereabouts are you then in Cape Town?
So I stay in Newland side, so just around the mountain. But then, spending most of my time, I work out in town, CBD. Nice. So, but I mean, everything's, compared to Joburg or something like that, it's like 15-20 minute drive kind of everywhere you go, so Stellenbosch
in Camps Bay. So I've been there. That's like, I love Camps Bay.
Perfect. Amazing, bro. So we'll go down the road there to Caprice and we can have a few waters, H2Os, bro.
I knew you was going to say Capri. You boys love Capri. Jordan will be there.
Man, Caprice is good, man. It's always good times, We have good times here. So, and if you go to Stellenbosch, we're planning a bit of a little, wine tasting trip that side in Franschhoek. So, we can all cruise up there. Oh man, it's wine tasting, but let me tell you, you don't taste much by the end of it.
Yeah. I went to Franschhoek years ago, and I had the best meal I've ever had, and it was calamari. And this plate come out, and it was the best meal I've ever had in Franschhoek.
Man, Franschhoek restaurants as well, absolutely stellar. I think just in general, I mean, Sonny, I don't know if you can agree, but I think our restaurants and food quality here is really good when you go out, and especially your value for the buck, especially if you're coming from overseas. Yeah. I think it kind of doesn't make sense,
I never understood how I got so much good food for such little money every day. It's just the best.
My favourite's the Spur. Just during the day, I mooch off on my own. I go and have a big steak, chips, cream soda, and I'm so happy.
Are you happy?
My card, I look later on, it's like £6. I'm like, what? In London, this is like £50.
Have we all just watched the 100 IM?
Are you boys? Did you boys? Yeah. Just see that was insane.
We talked about steak and chips as the 100 IM went down.
We're talking about
go Michael! I'm behind. Go Michael! Oh no, it's not looking good for him.
Lewis, Michael looked great to 25. He looked all sorts of good to 25.
Oh, my boy Michael, I thought he was going to do it.
He can't swim freestyle.
50 turn. Did you see his 50 back to breast turn? He glided for a long time.
The freestyle
came back on him on the breast.
So bad.
Oh man, I'm with you. I thought he had that, man.
Did you see Thomas
Look how
checking the
long.
celebration? This is the
What,
celebration. Little thumbs up.
It's Chacon.
Oh, Michael Andrew, fifth.
Chacon.
Woo.
Yeah, man.
You know who's a
Oh.
real deal? Javier Avocado, Avocado, Acevedo. Javier Acevedo. This guy is a serious swimmer. Some of these relay splits for Canada at Commonwealth Games were unbelievable, and he nearly won that there. And he's really good. I mean, no one talks about him, but he's really good, and he's still young.
Avocado.
The Avocado. He's like Canadian record in the 200 back, the 200 fly.
Wow.
He just nearly won the 100 IM. Yeah, he's really good.
What do you reckon's been going on with Shane Cassis?
It's just, I don't know.
I mean,
he was great.
He looked
at
so
the
good
World
in the
Cup.
World Cup. Yeah.
Oh, Michael Andrew, 13-4 for the last 25. Oh, God. Mate, his breaststroke was 14.8 and his freestyle was 13.4. Oh, that's just not good.
Oh, my days.
But yeah, 50 backs time. It's the 50 back again.
Is it the 50 back now?
Yeah, we're not going to hold back here. Oh, there's Eugene. There's Julie. Yeah, no, it's 50 back time. Hey, quickly, just going back to pools though. Steph, what was it like in Antigua training? Like,
Man.
what's the facilities like?
Oh, I don't even know where to start. I mean, growing up, I trained in this might sound weird, but a lopsided pool. So the pool was like this, so the water would drain. So they had a hose in there constantly. Yeah. And it was a 22.5 yard pool. It was separated by rope as lane lines, give you like bad splinters, wood splinters. We had chairs as diving blocks. I learned how to dive on a chair. So it was, we started as rough as it gets. But Antigua, we have a few really talented swimmers. We've produced a lot of them. As you know, Sonny, Jaden's absolutely flying now. But yeah, we started off from the rock bottom, and when we just started going in the region and racing against the other islands in the Caribbean, that's when we started to really put Antigua on the map. And then fortunately, our government and the Minister of Sports, they helped us loads with getting us a new pool, as well as my dad was my first coach, so he's was very, very helpful, not just me, but for swimming in general. In Antigua, he helped build the first FINA approved pool in the Caribbean, which was amazing. Not in the Caribbean, sorry, in the OECS region, so like St. Lucia, Antigua, that kind of stuff. So we had we had that built in 2000, off the top of my head, maybe 2015. And yeah, ever since then it's only been up for Antigua, which has been lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, so the 50 backstrokers are walking out now, and some of the swimmers look fed up. Dylan didn't look best pleased.
Man.
Yeah.
Peter could see us looking very relaxed. I'm just saying, he's looking. He was smiling walking out. I think he's like, good, I got another chance to win this medal. I don't know, but I've seen some body language. What you said, Sonny, I'm like, man, some of these guys are looking grim, man, grim times. But let's see.
I wonder what the Aussie's going to look like when he walks out.
The boy doesn't look too bad.
He's looking pumped. I think he's okay. I think he's.
There he is.
Oh man, this is tough.
Oh, they're getting behind him. Oh, he looks primed.
Yeah.
He looks good, huh?
He looks good.
It's good.
If he can double up now after this, that is a true sign of a real athlete, man. Yeah. Mentally, wow, you cannot believe it. So if he can, I think it'll be legendary.
This is crazy to watch, because there's so many different mentalities now. Because some of the guys think, I've just done so well, and then the other guys think, oh, I'm so happy to have another chance.
Yeah. Oh, it is. This is going to be the battle of the Titans right now. Let's go.
The momentum is with the guys that didn't even finish it first time round, or the guys that want to do better. Do
you reckon Dylan medals?
I mean, a perfect podium for me is Peter wins, Dylan comes second. That's my podium. Like they're my boys.
Yeah.
Or Dylan wins and Peter comes second. Them two boys are great. I've worked with Dylan, I've worked with Peter, but I don't know. I think Dylan struggles to medal here. I think he's not backstroke's his third stroke. He's free and fly and then backstroke. So
yeah.
Peter's probably the fastest backstroke swimmer in this race. He just isn't as good as the others underwater, unfortunately. Not just yet.
Yeah.
He's going to Cal. He's going to go swim at California Berkeley with Ryan Murphy.
Oh gosh, I think I'm ahead of you guys. Let's just started. I don't know what to do, guys. What should I do? Should I talk about it or not?
Yeah, talk about it. Talk about it.
Oh my god.
Talk about it, Adam.
Okay, no, Peter's looking good. They're all first three. Murphy's with them at the front. Murphy's actually looking pretty strong. Murphy's looking good, and this will be a huge upset. I don't see the Aussie cap though. There's so much water. Oh no.
Splash.
Oh no. No, I'm not happy about that, guys. I'll be honest.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to be the Murph from what I'm seeing.
Man, I'm not happy about that, guys. I'm sorry. I've got nothing against the guy Murph, but that is just, how many has he got? It just has to happen that way, doesn't it? Hey, it just has to happen, eh?
So it was a lot slower.
Coming in the second.
The first thing we know. It was a 22-6 just won that. 22-4 from Cooper earlier. So Cooper has been slow.
That's tough. That's a sting. Guys. Peter not making the podium there. So I'm sure he's going to be pretty gutted.
Yep.
And Aussie, to come second as well, it's like, I think I'd almost just take fifth. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, okay, well, it's completely off. Now you hit the second, you went slower. That's going to be a long talk with coach afterwards.
Wow.
Oh, wow. I bet that guy's gutted.
Yeah. So someone's just commented, to be fair, this sort of stuff is what makes for good entertainment. I think they should be pros and suck it up. It's not the way to look at it, unfortunately. And if, this is not the way we want swimming to be more entertaining. Swimming, we want to be entertaining, sure, but it's not by having this sort of thing happen. This is unprofessional. This has been poorly dealt with by the event. No lane rope. I've been to age group meets. They drop a rope. You stop the race. It happens.
Please.
But you don't swim a race. You don't have an outcome. And we're looking at these times here. But if I'm not mistaken, the top three guys all swam it the first time round. And the order switched. And we knew, of course, that's going to happen. You could swim.
Of course, it's going to happen.
Of course. You could take any Olympic final for the last few years that's been close and re-swim it an hour later, and there could be a different outcome.
Absolutely.
But you only have that one opportunity. And Isaac Cooper seized that opportunity. He swam the race. He won the race.
What did Isaac go the first time round?
22-4. He would have won that by 0.15. He's
right.
just added 0.3.
That is a sickler, mate. Honestly, that is really bad.
Peter.
That comment that you had, I don't know who it was from, it's just, I guess, the general language, talking about sucking it up. Yeah. It's just, you can see that's a comment or an opinion from someone who has nothing to do with the game. I might be wrong. Maybe he's an Olympic champion or something, but, sucking it up and this and that, I get that. We got to do that at training. But you're at the World Champs final. It's not about sucking it up. These guys sucked it up for the last 10 years of their life to get to this stage. You know what I mean? It's just, let's not get the vacuum up one more time and suck it up again. That's just crazy to me. You know what I mean? This is on the event, and I think the
Aussie guy was the best guy on the night.
Yeah,
that's it.
You want to talk about it? Who's the best guy on the night? The Aussie guy is the best guy on the night, and he's not world champion.
Yeah, and he finished on a faulty wall too. The starter thing was in there.
Man, you that's real tough, guys. Again, what do we got next? Is that a 1500?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, my phone goes off for that then.
No offense to the chaps, but listen, it's a long race, eh?
In all seriousness, guys, we've got 2 not super exciting races left. No offense. We've got the women's 1500 and the men's 4x2 relay. So it's up to you if you want to keep going, or we can start wrapping this up. I don't mind. I think it's been a good show.
I've got to shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got to get going, Sonny.
Yeah.
This has been absolutely real, though, man. This has been fun. This has been really good. I've enjoyed this, just talking with the lads.
Yeah, it was good.
But the 1500, that's you know, I'm gonna go get a coffee, man, and go enjoy the rest of my Friday.
No,
How's the
absolutely.
weather over there? How's the weather over there? 'Cause we're back here.
Oh no, mine's actually quite bad. A bit overcast, a little bit of rain. Oh, snow. Okay, you take the cake. You take the cake. You take the cake.
So do you wanna, let me zoom in for you, Sam. There you go. Zoom in again. This is
One
what
second,
we're.
I'm just bringing you up. There it is. That's the UK right now. We've got snow and blue skies. It's cold. I was -5 this morning when I got out the house.
No, thank you, lads. I'm in summer. Come join me here in Cape Town. It's gonna be a blast.
I would love to. I get excited every first Thursday. Ayrton posts an Instagram story promoting some club, and I just love it because I know he's loving life. Like he's got a steak and a wine. And he's like, "Come join me at First Thursdays." This and I'm just like, look at the boy. He loves it.
Sonny, why don't you come out in January?
Sorry, someone say something.
Sonny, I was saying, why don't you come out in January?
I've got to start coaching some kids again, but I will be back. I'll be back in South Africa at some point. It's good. Yeah, it's brilliant there. It's one of my favorite places in the world. The people are the nicest. The pools are great, and the swimming culture is brilliant. And the pit, yeah, it's great. You two should definitely hang out. You'll have a good time.
No, we're gonna make it happen. We'll link up some details, some contacts and stuff afterwards. It'll be great.
Amazing.
All right, guys. Well, what a show!
Cool.
What a race! Controversy, fast swimming, great times. Ayrton, Steph, Lewis, thanks ever so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
amazing.
Guys.
Nice
Enjoy the
meeting you
rest of
guys.
Friday. Take it
You
easy.
take care. Enjoy.
Cheers, guys. Bye
Cheers.
bye.